which is not a big number. But I do like this, David. I think the iPhone upgrade cycle is elongated. This has been my plan for why you got to stay with Apple. Don't trade Apple. Just own Apple because it's going to be elongated. And, David, the big final thing, competition, a lessening headwind to iPhone demand in China, where Tim Cook is. Now, China has just been a gigantic headwind.
Yeah, well, Huawei has become much more of a significant competitor again to Apple in that market.
Well, I don't know. The PRC seems to look the other way when it comes to Apple.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Apple shares, of course. We'll also talk a bit about Warren Buffett, who, by the way, has sold a lot of Apple shares, still owns quite a few as well.
Jim Cramer highlighted Apple's strong growth potential, driven by AI-powered services and an elongated iPhone upgrade cycle. He emphasized Apple's ability to boost service revenue and navigate reduced competition in China, reaffirming the importance of holding its stock. Cramer also praised Nvidia for its continued innovation, spotlighting its Fugato project, an AI audio generator designed to inspire creativity. While not publicly released, it reflects Nvidia's strategy of combining hardware, software, and AI to maintain its leadership in the tech industry. Lastly, he touched on broader tech trends, including Microsoft's Copilot and Amazon's strengths in e-commerce and cloud computing, emphasizing Nvidia's ability to sustain innovation through forward-thinking projects that inspire both internal and external development.
And we're going to talk about the second largest company in the world.
Right. Well,
after Nvidia, it's very neck and neck.
Neck and neck.
It could change today.
You've got to look at it. It's a nice horse race, and this is a Morgan Stanley piece that I think could move Apple ahead of Nvidia because it's a great survey, and it's talking about, yes, the Apple AI is bringing people in. They're talking about the idea that they could easily get a $9 a month fee. I mean, this is the type of thing where I'm starting to say this is the way that the revenue stream, the service revenue stream, could go up dramatically. The gross margins on anything like that is big. David, AI may be a hit for them. And I think it's interesting because there are a lot of criticism about Microsoft Copilot. A lot of ads this weekend about it.
Ads, positive ads or negative ads?
Well, no,
I'm sorry.
Ads by Microsoft.
By Microsoft.
Yeah, and
I thought maybe it was Benioff running ads about how.
He hasn't done that yet.
Okay.
The ads don't show me. I mean, it's like the ads just look like, I don't know, a lot of lines going on the thing, and I didn't really understand it. It didn't make me want to buy it. Now, we'll hear from Best Buy exactly, and by HP, exactly how big the AI PC is. So far, everyone just says it's big, 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 except for the people who buy them.
Nvidia is making a somewhat unusual move, releasing a new AI audio generator today that they're calling Fugato. Deirdre Bosa joins us for today's Tech Check. And Dee, how does this move fit into the company's larger AI strategy? It's now a product and not just the infrastructure that goes into it.
Exactly. It raises a lot of questions, which I'm going to get to. But first, I want to show you this thing. Fugato is the type of generative AI product that I can't just tell you about it. You have to actually listen to it yourself. This is what it spat out in the demo when the user prompted it to create a saxophone howling, barking, then electronic music with dogs barking. So that is a strange but entirely new, never heard before sound that is meant to bring new synthetic capabilities to music, film, and games. If you want to try it for yourself, though, you're out of luck. Nvidia has no plans to release this publicly, begging the question, why even do it in the first place? Nvidia is not known as a consumer product company, and there are plenty of other things that it can focus on, like the rollout of Blackwell. Well, the answer is that moonshotty projects like Fugato and Project Shield in the early 2010s, they've helped Nvidia stay relevant for decades and evolve into the hardware-software AI powerhouse that it is today. The company has a long history of creating products that are meant to inspire its customers to create new products themselves or lay the groundwork for its own breakthroughs. Take DGX, that's its supercomputer in a box for AI tasks. It was actually created in part from learnings from a Shield streaming box. It would get Nvidia familiar with supply chain management and software, hardware integration, so critical to the modern day Nvidia. Jensen Huang recently spoke about this on a podcast with the ARM CEO, Renee Hatz. At the time, they say it was utterly unobvious that there was a market fit for this project field.
It was my excuse to turn NVIDIA into a systems company. Yeah. And people will ask me, the DGX1, which is the computer that changed everything.
Right.
Well, how did that come about? Well, DGX1 is just a very large shield.
The computer that changed everything started as a set-top stop, and now DGX, of course, is a cornerstone of the Nvidia ecosystem. These moonshots, though, Dom, they do become a little bit more complicated in the age of generative AI because, of course, these models have to be trained on something, usually someone else's creation or IP that creates the potential for misuse. And this is something that Nvidia acknowledges and says that's why there's no immediate plans to release it. But the point here, Dom, why we're even talking about this is that Nvidia has this history of creating products. We don't even know what the end game is right now, but someone else could figure it out. Nvidia itself could figure it out. But we are in the age of audio generative AI, and this is an interesting device.
Amazon's got a nod from Bank of America. This one's pretty generic. It's talking about the strength of e-commerce and the cloud and online advertising. Wow. Now, you could say, so what? But think about this. Do you know how many companies would love to get a nod like that out of nowhere, yet they almost never get them? These companies do. Now, the big gain in Microsoft is a little convoluted. This morning, Best Buy reported a subpar set of numbers, sending this charitable trust holding down pretty hard. Thank heavens we've been selling a lot of it ahead of the quarter. In response, we had to do it because we saw the earnings from Home Depot and Lowe's. But CEO Corey Barry said one of the standouts of the quarter was the AI PC, although it hasn't really broken out. I figure with the domestic computers growing at 5.2%, some laptops up 7%, some have to be AI. Barry explained that replacements and upgrading drove the gains. As she put it, quote, "We're excited about what's going to happen in the future to AI," end quote. Now, frankly, I actually regarded this as a tepid endorsement, damning with faint praise, so to speak. But you have to understand, winners get the benefit of the doubt, and Best Buy's presumed AI PC numbers can be read as a rousing applause for Microsoft's Copilot. I wish I could come up with a good reason for why Meta platform soared today. I mean, there are some amorphous positive comments about how Meta's smart glasses have taken China by storm. They're very cool. I get that. Pretty soporific, though. It could be going up because it's being buoyed by the myriad Magnificent 7 ETFs. So it's kind of like this, all for one and one for all. They all go up. I like a stock that can go up big on nothing, but I have no allegiance. It can therefore come down hard, too. That said, think of it like this. There's not a lot of supply on the way up. And on the way down, there's a company's gigantic buyback hoping it'll help cushion the blow. That's what I call an asymmetrical positive. And then there's Nvidia, the Rudolph red-nosed reindeer of the Magnificent Seven. Nvidia stock is struggling in a typical post-earnings miasma. We know that nothing's wrong. We just saw the numbers. They were terrific. Yet there's a growing skepticism that things have peaked, that the rate of growth is slowing, that the bang for the buck has lessened, and that the competition is increasing, especially from Amazon. Of course, we hear this every time. I want to unpack these supposed negatives, and not that I know who packed them. First, Amazon's not going to go into the high-end chip business away from Nvidia. It simply needs a regular supply of other chips. Nvidia has a shortage because they literally can't find enough manufacturing capacity to meet the demand. So Amazon makes some of them itself. What matters, though, is that Nvidia welcomes the competition, if you can call it that. I don't want to. Here's the deal, okay? Nvidia still has the best technology, by far, in my view. It has no competitors. Amazon remains a huge and, I am told, from both sides, happy customer. Next, has AI really peaked? I have so much trouble with this. Nvidia's rolling out software as part of its stack, and I think that many people don't even know that what they have going for them. I don't think that people know they have software. Which brings me to Fugado. This morning we found out about a project that fuses sounds and inspires ideas, and not unlike what Shantanu Narayan does with Adobe. They put ideas out there to inspire, to get people thinking. Fugado, as CNBC's own fabulous Deirdre Bosa explains, is part of NVIDIA's Moonshots. It's an AI idea factory product. It's not a retail thing, even as we can all play with it. What matters is that periodically Jensen Huang, CEO, puts out ideas that turn out to be very, very big, like his DGX operating system that actually began from NVIDIA Shield, including a Shield TV. As usual, it's a little complicated to explain, but Jensen put Fugado out to get everyone thinking, and no more than that. No more. There's a lot of NVIDIA that's simply a big think, the sort of thing that good companies used to do all the time. But if they're costly and expensive, they don't get done anymore. I actually love these kinds of analyses. They don't depend on the Fed. They don't have anything to do with Washington, the beige book, whatever, with the possible exception of possible not China. It's just the usual blocking and tackling that these companies keep giving you that I love so much.
Jim Cramer highlighted Apple and Nvidia's strategic moves in the tech space. Apple's focus on AI-driven services and an extended iPhone upgrade cycle positions it for revenue growth, while Nvidia's innovative projects like Fugato showcase its commitment to driving creativity and maintaining tech leadership. Cramer also touched on industry trends, such as Microsoft's Copilot and Amazon's cloud and e-commerce strengths, emphasizing the importance of innovation and adaptability in the tech sector's rapid evolution. How will Apple's AI services shape its future growth? Can Nvidia's innovative projects like Fugato redefine AI's role in creative industries?